testing out different types of bedding to see how they do. In this experiment I used half a cup of bedding and then a tablespoon of water. I poured the same amount of water into each of the beddings and then we're going to see how wet each one is. Alright, place your bets. Which one do you think is going to work best? Let's look at the Echo wood shavings first. They look a little damp to the eye, can't really see much water at the bottom. I dumped it out and a lot of the wood shavings stuck to the bottom of the jar, which means they were pretty wet in there. And when I touched it, I had a lot of water on my fingers, and this was very wet to the touch for me. For these paper pellets, there was a little bit of a color change where the water poured, but I didn't see much change otherwise. They felt very stiff still, barely any moisture at all. Okay, now let's try like paper shavings instead. Couldn't see too much of a change here either. It dumped out of the jar very nicely. It was a little damp, but I didn't have any water left over on my fingers. For the bath mat, you could see where the water poured, but nothing came up on my hand. And a regular towel, yikes. That one didn't hold up at all. Just for fun, I poured another tablespoon of water in, and we'll see how it goes. You can come to your own conclusion after all of this. And you can even try this experiment yourself if you want. Paper pellets were definitely starting to get damp. The paper shavings started to stick to the bottom of the jar, which meant they were getting moist, and the wood shavings were definitely wet at this point. Do this to your own bedding and see how it stands up to the test.